These are one of the weirdest sneakers I have ever seen. Nike is really just taking their designs to a whole new level, but oddly, I kind of like it. Either way, you take a look for yourself. Today we're taking a look at the Nike Air Force 1 Experimental. Alright, so there is nothing experimental about this box. This is the classic Air Force 1 box that you get all over, very light gray with the white Nike branding on the side. I will give you a little look at that size tag. But we're here to take a look at them, so let's pop these open and let me show you what we got today. The Nike Air Force 1 Experimental. Here they are. Take a look at this pair of shoes. Hey, if you think this one is crazy, take a look at some of the other colorways. You got the pink chewed up bubblegum ones, you've got the crunchy peanut butters, and then you've got the black one, which actually is not that crazy. Originally, when I saw images of this pair of sneakers, I just thought it was a spongy kind of reversed upper, but now I'm realizing there's a lot more to this pair of shoes. The Nike Air Force 1 Experimental released on March the 2nd through various retailers, however, is yet to have a release on Nike sneakers. It retails for £105 here in the UK or $120 out in the US. This Air Force 1 is part of Nike's N.354 program, which essentially is kind of like a bracket Nike puts their more, I guess, crazier experimental designed sneakers. Usually it involves kind of a reworked or crazier version of an already existing Nike sneaker model. We've taken a look at plenty of other sneakers from that N.354 program, and this one definitely fits the bill. And I guess that's mainly thanks to this really bizarre upper that this shoe has. It essentially does appear to have a kind of reversed effect, like everything on the outside was supposed to be on the inside of the shoe, and it does look to be made out of this weird kind of foam material. You know, the traditional kind of foam that you would find on a couch cushion or a mattress topper. Those are kind of the only foams I can think of off the top, but it kind of looks like that. It comes in this off-white or sail color, and all over it kind of has these little craters to really solidify the look of this foam material. And one thing I thought was pretty interesting that I wanted to read off is the insole of this shoe. It says the AF1 experimental type design is based on an oxygen mask used in the Nike Sports Research Lab. Now, I've never seen this oxygen mask that Nike is referring to when they say that the design takes after that, but an oxygen mask? Oxygen and mask is not something I would associate this shoe with. To me, it just kind of looks like if you put a plastic bag over your head and you just suffocated. And the foam material is really not the strangest part. As you've probably put together by now, it looks like it's completely covered in kind of a plastic material that looks like it's been vacuum sealed or shrink wrapped to the pair of shoes. You can see this wrinkled plastic material all over, which gives the exact same effect as if you've ever vacuum sealed any kind of food item in your house. It's definitely not great for the breathability of this pair of shoes. However, it is pretty much waterproof. This plastic covering literally does span the entire upper, and I can imagine you'd probably be able to cut it off. However, it definitely doesn't pull off. Like, it definitely is securely glued to that midsole. Plastic covering is completely clear, therefore you can see through into that kind of foam sail colored upper that it has. However, it does have some added logos. As you can see just on top of that Nike swoosh, it does say N.354, and around the back you'll see a little sticker in that neon green color. Sticking with the back of the shoe, just above that label, you do have an interesting element where the Nike branding is actually upside down. It comes in the same embroidery that you would find on any other Air Force One, however, it's a nice Volt orange color. That Volt color also exists on this pull tab at the back, on the lace tips, and these kind of secondary lacing elements. So yes, this shoe does have two different styles of lacing it. Of course, it has the traditional option with the white colored laces. However, you also get an elasticated pull cord. And this pull cord is actually functional. If I show you a top-down look at this shoe and I pull it, you'll see it does pull the shoe together. So it is actually a secondary option if you didn't want to tie your shoes. The tongue of this shoe is actually something I'm a pretty big fan of. It is oversized, it's pretty large, so you can see it pretty much wraps around the top of your foot, which is definitely a comfortable thing. The sock liner comes in white and is pretty much made of the same kind of traditional mesh material that you would find on a regular Air Force One. The midsole is exactly the same as you would find on a regular Air Force One, and you can kind of see if you take a look around it, it has those kind of wrinkles from, again, the shrink wrapped plastic that's over the top of the shoe. The outsole and traction pattern is exactly the same as any other Air Force One, and this one comes in a kind of milky baby blue color. I definitely think that the Air Force One Experimental is interesting, and I actually think it looks pretty good as well, specifically in this colorway. Don't know if I would rock the bubblegum or the crunchy peanut butters. Sizing is exactly the same as any other Air Force One. For me, that is true to size, so that is what I recommend. The general comfort of the shoe is pretty much the same as any other regular Air Force One as well. I mean, the enlarged tongue definitely adds a little bit of an extra padding, which I do really like as well. Hey, that pretty much wraps it up for the Air Force One Experimental. Let me know what you guys think of this pair of shoes down in the comment section. I definitely think that you guys can come up with something pretty funny, but hey, thank you so much for coming through, hanging out for yet again another video. Thank you for liking, commenting, and of course subscribing. I will catch you all in the next one, but until then.